Hi, and welcome to Acts of the Heart, Tips of the Week. And we're talking about being inspired, inspiration. So, has anyone ever inspired you to change your life in a significant way that made you healthier, happier, or more fulfilled? If so, you understand the difference that positive inspiration can make in a person's life. It's really important to understand inspiration is powerful, but it isn't something that is easy to do. And, being able to kind of return the favor to someone else, or, pass it on to someone else isn't easy either. And it's about, wanting to make a positive difference in someone's life. It may be a friend, family member, or maybe somebody who you work with. And if you want to be that positive influence on someone, how do you do that? How can you inspire someone? So here are a few tips on how to be inspired, or inspire someone in what you do. Number one, it's all about care. If you can't show a person that you genuinely, you really truly care for them, do you think you'll be able to inspire them? I would imagine not. But if you show people that you care in, the words you say, just that little act of kindness in some small way, how are you today? How are you feeling today? How's your family? Really show that you care. Number two, be enthusiastic. They often say that enthusiasm is contagious, a bit like laughter. When you start to laugh, it ripples around the room, and people follow you and start to laugh. And it is a common enough cliche, but it is a cliche because it's true. When you reflect enthusiasm every day to the people around you, the people you come in contact with, I will put a bet on that your genuine smile, positive energy, and caring concern will return tenfold. It will lift them, it will boost them, but it will also do the same to yourself. It is contagious in that way. It bounces backwards and forwards. Number three, earn trust. It's really important to earn somebody's trust. If a person that you know and love tells you a secret, it stays between you and them. Trust takes a long time to build, but it can be destroyed like that. With the click of a finger, it can go. So don't take part in unnecessary drama in your social networks. Be the positive influence that people aren't afraid to come and talk to. Be approachable. Be that person people feel that they can trust. It's really important, and that way you will inspire them, because they will feel that they can come to you because you're the person that they feel that they can trust. If something you want to say isn't positive, then don't waste your breath by saying it. It's so easy to criticize someone, but it doesn't mean that's the right thing to do. Think about it. How would you react, or how do you react, if somebody insults you, if somebody says something unkind to you, makes fun of you, criticizes you in some way, you know, whether it's justified or not, how does that make you feel? You know, it makes you feel upset, you know, empty inside. You know, nobody likes criticism. So if you don't have anything positive to say, don't say it at all. It doesn't have that inspirational reaction that you're trying to portray to people. It's all about building people up. Small compliments have a way of brightening any day for someone, you know, regardless of the dark shadows that that may be overhead, or the darkness that they find themselves in. You know, when you walk into a room, you can change that room just purely by building someone up in some way, you know, telling them, you know, passing a kind remark about a piece of clothing that they've got on, you know, oh, that's a beautiful scarf you're wearing today, Debbie, or, you know, that's a lovely smile you're wearing today. Just build them up, you know. Compliments can make somebody's day, lifts them up, and it can actually inspire them to get on with the rest of the day, where they may have actually been in that dark space where they felt like, you know, the day was just going to drag, and you coming in and building them up will really give them that inspiration to carry on with the rest of their day. Admit your own flaws. Although it's important, okay, not to kind of grimace and flinch when life throws you a curve ball. But it's equally important to acknowledge that we are all human, and then undoubtedly we've got a flaw or two or three or four. Okay, everyone has at least one weakness or two, so accept your shortcomings. You know, humanize yourself so people can relate to you on a deeper level. Don't be the person who, you know, claims not to have any faults, you know, ends up being noticed for telling lies. You don't want to be that person. You know, be the person who is real, who is human, who comes from a standpoint of integrity, is authentic, you know, because people who aren't authentic, or whose integrity is flawed, you'll see through them. Okay, you will see through them. You know, one of the most important things to help you to inspire someone, or even to be inspired yourself, is to be an active listener. Anyone can hear the words someone is saying, but not many people can actively listen and actually comprehend the words that they are actually hearing and fully understand the meaning behind them. And that's where active listening comes in. And active listening is about making eye contact with someone when they're talking, and especially if they're talking about their problems, and ask follow-up questions, so that helps them realize that you have been listening, because you are asking a question about what they're talking about, and it shows them that you care what they're going through, and that you want to understand where they're coming from. And in that way, you know, it's not necessarily about giving advice, it's about being that active listener, you know, and nodding your head and shaking your head, and make sure you do that in the right places, and you know, being really aware of what is going on for that person, not just through their words, but through their body language as well. That is really important. And that will be very inspiring for them, that they've found someone who will listen to them and, you know, be there for them. You know, there are many people out there who are very reticent to reach out and talk to people because they're not sure how that person will receive them. So if you can be that inspirational person who stands up and says, you know, I'm here, I'll listen, it, you know, it will mean a lot to that particular person. Reach for the stars. What do we mean by reach for the stars? No one will be inspired by a person who resigns themselves to, you know, let's call it reality. You know, a place, a dreadful place that sounds devoid of personal growth. Be ambitious, aim high, and never surrender if you want to inspire people that they too can accomplish whatever they set their mind to. The world today has limitless possibilities. You just have to be open to receive them. Each and every one of us has those possibilities in front of us. Take hold of them. Don't ignore those opportunities. Take hold of them and go with them. And you know, aim for them, aim for those goals, because as you aim for those goals, as you become ambitious and you know, and you radiate and exuberate this, the enthusiasm and the ambition, you will bring people with you and you'll lift people up with you as well, which is really, really important. Treat everybody equally. We are all equal, no matter our gender, our politics, our race, our religion, or any other factor that is thrown around in society. Love and care for people without consideration of these irrelevant factors that have no influence on the quality of that person. Treat others how you want to be treated by others yourself. This will inspire trust, this will inspire confidence, and will help others to move away from that narrow-mindedness of discrimination. Walk with confidence. Keep your head high, your eyes forward. Say hello. How are you? Good morning. If you go, you know, whenever you're out, when you're going for a walk, you know, people that you may pass, walk with a friendly demeanor that reflects confidence in who you are. And, you know, that was one of the hardest things that I was able to do when I was coming out of my own clinical depression, was to, you know, I'd walked so long with my head down, shoulders heavy laden, that it was hard to actually straighten up and walk with confidence. But if you kind of breathe into your shoulder blades, it expands your chest, and tuck in your tailbone, you know, just nice and gently, don't force it. It just automatically brings your body upright. And when you walk in confidence, you talk with confidence. And this is really inspirational to other people, especially if you've come from, you know, you've had a transformational journey, or you're going through a transformational journey. You will inspire others who may have been at the stages where you've been along the way of your transformation. Okay? There is always In life, there is always someone behind you on their journey and someone in front of you on your journey. The person behind you is the person that you will inspire, and the person in front of you is the person who's inspiring you. And it's really important to remember that. Share your influences. You know, what books do you read that has had a huge impact on you? What, inspirational videos have you watched? I know I've shared one in the Acts of the Heart today. What's inspired you? How did you become happy and healthy and a positive person? What influences moved you forward in your own transformation or in your own life? You may not have been through a transformation, but you've had you've gained inspiration from somewhere in your life. If you promise someone that you're going to do it, please keep your promise. It is so destroying when someone doesn't keep their promise, and it can destroy trust that you've worked hard to trust someone and they've let you down because they didn't keep your promise. So you can see how that feels. So if you promise someone that you're going to do something, please follow through on that promise. When you are looking for inspiration, or you are inspiring someone, make sure that you stay true to who you really are. Be yourself. Don't try and be somebody else. Don't play the comparison game. You are a person in your own right. You can sing your own song, you can dance your own dance. But when you put on a different show that isn't you, it can make you exhausted, and it certainly will not be a good way to inspire other people at all. And it's about allowing yourself to be that comfortable person that someone will come to for inspiration. So be true to who you are. Don't try and be the person that you think people want you to be. Just be you. With all your flaws, just be you. Okay? It's really important just to be you. If anyone knows me, you know how big I am on freedom. Okay? Freedom lifestyle, freedom from financial burden, freedom from control of your emotions. I'm a big person on freedom. And when you are inspiring someone, you don't necessarily have to give them step-by-step advice, but give them the freedom to figure it out for themselves. We do not, as human beings, we do not like to be micromanaged. All right. If you are asked for help, deliver some guidelines to get the person moving in the right direction, but intentionally leave something out so that they can use their imagination and their freedom to fill in the blanks. They will always come back to you for further guidance if they get stuck, and you may have to add that little extra bit if they've not quite made it. But, when a person actually realizes what they're capable of by making their own decisions, it can be invigorating, and they will discover a power that they didn't really realize they actually had. You can empower someone. You can inspire someone by giving them some of the information, some of the guidance, some of the support, so that you are guiding them in the right direction for them then to make their own choices. Because a lot of the time, okay, we do learn by our own choices, but we are free to choose. Now, if that choice we make doesn't deliver what we thought it would deliver, it's a learning curve. It's not a disappointment. It's not an excuse to berate oneself. It's a learning curve from something that you can learn from, that a person can learn from, to be inspired to move in a new direction in a way that they can lift themselves with your guidance. So how do you inspire the people around you? How do you become inspired? Have you had the pleasure of inspiring someone? Have you had someone inspire you? Please either share in the email, okay, with myself, or go over to the Freedom to Be You movement and share your inspiring and inspirational stories with the people who are in that community. You never know who's going to read your inspirational story. Share it. Share how you inspired someone, or share how someone inspired you. Have a fantastic, fantastic week ahead, and I'll see you all again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.